Want me to go, Sean? Super proud of our guys. That was just a gutty performance. It was, kind of like one of the old heavyweight championship fights from the old days where it just goes 20, 25 rounds. I wasn't a thing of beauty. I'm sure they probably said the same thing. But I was really proud of the guys for their effort, number one, and the way that they showed resiliency through a couple of tough times each half. So all in all, it was a great team effort. You look up and down the stat sheet, total team win against a pretty physical and athletic team.
Questions? Obviously, holding four rounders to 20.9% kind of stands out. Can you talk about what you guys were able to do defensively at work?
Our guys have bought into our zone, and I think playing at our pace maybe helped. They might say they missed a lot of shots that they normally make, but I know that our guys really made them grind for each and every look, and we were physical with them. So, on the road, they just played the other night, so that's against a physical Missouri team. That probably played into it. But I think overall, it was these guys' effort, their focus, their physicality, and the fact that we hit our spots in our zone and made it tough for them.
So we talked about the disparity of the points in the paint. You scored 34 to 6 in the paint. How important that was?
No, that was key. I'm not smart enough to figure this out, but that might be a little bit of a disparity because of the amount of free throws they shot. I don't know if they count those as points in the paint or not, but they attacked too. And then I think when they got down late, they had to throw up some threes there. But I liked our guys' focus against their man, against their zone, and at times we got a little complacent, but we were trying to pound it at them. It was on the board before the game, pounded inside via the pass or the dribble. And I thought, for the most part, we did a pretty good job of that.
Gary, late in the game, they were able to press you guys and get some turnovers. How are you guys able to finally break that press and kind of turn it around now?
We just got to find the seams in the press. Once we get in the middle, we know we can hit our sides and just be strong with the ball and get it out. We go through it every day in practice. We knew it was coming. So it's all about execution.
We got on our heels a little bit, against those traps, and they were aggressive. And, with a relatively young, inexperienced team like we are, that one or two turned into two or three or four, and it's a great lesson for us. The other night against Rice, they did the same thing, and we handled it with precision. So, we learned from it. Didn't cost us. Our guys found a way to adjust when we had some time to work with them there on the sideline, and then, we made free throws and executed, got a couple of leak outs, and that's what we've got to be prepared to do. This team, these guys would tell you, the big thing with us is consistency and effort and focus day to day. And we're still trying to work on that. But sure was thrilled with some of the moments of our intensity and toughness. That's what got us the game. And asked these guys what we told them at shoot-around, what it was going to come down to. We said when we get to the locker room after the game, this is what's going to win the game. And what was it?
Physicality.
Toughness, right? Toughness. See, he wasn't listening.
I know, that's the same thing. That's the same thing.
Speaking of that, Coach, a lot of diving for loose balls, scrapping and everything. Does that start during the week in practice?
It does, and that's what we've got to hang our hat on, are those things, man. I mean, the winning plays, the effort plays, and it's not just in practice and on the court, but in the way we approach school, people that work on campus, all of that. Just that blue-collar, down-to-earth. It's all about us, not me. And I think tonight we showed a lot more of that. Diving, like you said, diving on the floor, being physical, bumping cutters so they didn't roam free. That's what really got me excited, is they took that part of it and really executed. We were really physical. And then out of halftime, we responded on the glass because we were a little upset that they out-rebounded us, and great turnaround in the second half there. So we grew up a little bit tonight. Now, we're still a ways away, still a long ways away. But we grew up a little bit tonight, and we showed a little more toughness than we've shown to this point.
Talking about focus and point out the start of the game and then the start of the second half. I think you're shutting out the first 6.5 minutes, and then the start of the second half was about 6 minutes. What was it defensively that you guys were able to do that?
You know what? It was, again, hitting our spots in zone, communicating in zone. You know, some people think if you play zone, you can't play zone against a team that can shoot it. That's never been our philosophy. You can get to shooters in zone, but it takes communication, discipline of hitting to your spots, rotating, bumping, and our guys were dialed in today more than ever. We weren't having to yell high hands all night long like we usually do, and so it was them. They were dialed into the plan, and you know, they wanted this one, and so they took it to the court. The problem was after we had those two little spurts in each half, I think we thought it was going to be a walk in the park, and we got a little complacent on offense, stopped moving the ball. One possession in zone, we threw it back and forth to the same side 3 times when they know we're supposed to get turns and swings. We did execute a couple of our backdoor plays in the first half against man and the lob for Gary in the second half, but we also messed up probably 4 or 5 sets out of timeouts that we just had drawn up, and so we've got to get a little better there. But all in all, great start to each half. We need to continue that, and then now we've got to learn how to keep that. We always say maximize our runs, minimize the opponents, and so maybe you know, that's something we'll work on as we move forward.
What was the mood like at halftime? What was kind of the message?
You know, what we said is we didn't play great. We didn't rebound. We didn't shoot it. We got a little complacent after that first. I mean, what did we score? 8 points after the first 4 minutes. And so we said all of that being said, and we had too many turnovers. We're only down 2. But we said it was going to be a real battle the second half, and that if we wanted the game, we would win that battle and win the game. And our guys came out, pinned their ears back, and you know, I thought, again, showed a lot of toughness, a lot of resiliency. You know, we could have crumbled a little bit when they made their run, and they didn't. The guys, when they made a mistake for the first time, instead of a little bit of this chippiness, they were pulling each other together. Hey, that's all right. Let's move on to the next play. And that, for our coaching staff, was unbelievable to see and hear, because that's what's going to allow us to continue to move forward.
Gary, talk about why you had to change your jersey briefly.
He was trying to hide.
I don't exactly know where the blood was coming from. It was just, it kind of
Yeah,
got on
blood.
a couple of us, so we just had to change it. Ref just said change it, get it right back.
Have any of you guys been part of a game where you held the team to 3 field goals in the first half and you were losing?
And losing?
Yeah.
No, we played somebody several years back, and I think we held them to 8 points in the first half at a Division I school. But no, then we were up.
Olaf, you're playing, mixing it up more this year, not as much on the perimeter as before. Do you like that kind of game?
Yeah, definitely. I think I can be a good passer from the post, and I mean, I don't think I've lost my shot, but yeah, I like to do both.
Do you feel like you're finding your toughness, or are you just showing it more this year?
Probably a little bit of both. I mean, it helps to, you know, be older and a little bit stronger, and
I think he's learning a little bit from Coach Rupp about what toughness is about, too. Coach Rupp does a great job developing that. And
also how to really use your body the right way. I mean, like a lot of big guys use a lot of arms, but it's really all about the legs, and Coach Rupp does a great job of teaching us how to do that.
Are you okay with it if it gets pretty physical?
Yeah.
One thing Thomas was saying earlier this week is that he feels like no one on this team has an ego, and he feels like that's what makes this team kind of special. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Everybody they just want to win, and when that comes in place, they put their self aside and lay everything on the line for the team. And I think we have a group of guys that do that, so that's what makes this that much special.
Yeah, I mean, also if you look at last game, I think we had 6 guys in double figures. This game we have
5 right there.
Yeah, 5 or 6 guys with 6 points or more, and I think in last year's team that didn't happen that much, and I think that's a good sign. And yeah, I think we're really a team this year.
Coach, talk about how the attendance is starting to slowly go up per game, and how you were kind of trying to rile up the crowd today, and how important it is for you to have a crowd that's really starting to embrace it?
It's huge. It's big because our guys feed off of that energy. It puts a little doubt in our opponent's mind. You know, and when we come out of that tunnel for the last time and we see that there's a vibrant, you know, big in numbers crowd, our guys' juices get flowing. And, you know, I wish there would have been a little bit more there tonight. But the ones that were there, I really compliment them because after the crazy gray-haired guy jumped up and down like a nut, they got into it, you know, and we need them to get to where, and I know we've got a lot of basketball-savvy fans, will pick up when they need to kind of get off their hands and get loud, but they responded, and it was awesome. I mean, you know, just over 4,000, but they were instrumental to that run in the second half.
I know Scott Lee wasn't here today.
Yeah, he's dealing with some personal issues back home with his dad. That's about all I feel like saying about that.
Coach, talk about how you guys are prepping for your first road game of the year, and especially playing against a really good team.
Well, that'd probably be a good question tomorrow because that's what we're going to shift gears into now. It was all – some teams may plan ahead and maybe have a day this week for Oklahoma State, but our sole focus, because of the way – what was it, Tuesday, Friday? We've been focusing solely on Oral Roberts. So tomorrow we'll shift gears. We'll bring the guys back in, get a lift, do a walkthrough. And Coach Rupp has been working on Oklahoma State all week long, so he'll have a little bit to show them. The big thing is this is great. Okay, off to a nice start, but we always say, and we said it after Western Oregon, you're never as good as you think you are. You're never as bad as you think you are. Let's continue to stay humble and keep building because we know we've got a long ways away. But, gosh, it's nice when we take the step in the right direction. And we've got to go down to Vegas with the same chip on our shoulder, and we know what we're facing in Oklahoma State. Take a little bit better care of the ball, but if we grind it out defensively and on the glass, every night we'll give ourselves a chance.
Did you feel good about the shoot around today and the practices?
Yeah, last couple of days, night and day from you know, Monday and Tuesday, night and day. And I think we challenged the guys to respond after Corbin, and they did. So
They really sparked at the beginning of the second half with some hustle plays and free throws.
he did. Yeah, he did. He made some great plays around the rim, grabbing offensive rebounds. And, you know, we just got to keep him focused, you know, because we try to run a couple of sets for him out of timeouts and some things. But he hardly, you know, he's new to all this. He hasn't played a ton at this level. And we just got to stick with him and get him better every day, get Daniel back. You know, it's nice to throw him some minutes here and there, you know, and then I think our front line is going to be pretty dang good when, you can throw Victor at the 4, Jamal at the 4, Daniel and Shea and Olaf at the 4 or the 5. It gives us a lot of versatility, which we like.
Are you guys trying to make more of an effort to drive to the rim at the start of the
Second half, yeah. We were a little upset at the disparity of free throws at halftime. We shot 5 and they shot 18. And the aggressor's always rewarded. And I thought it was a good physical game, man. I thought both ways, you know, they were going to let the players play, and that was great. So at halftime we just said, listen, let's not them be the aggressor on our court. And Langston, then Gary, then Malcolm. He hid behind the zone a couple of times. We got some great high-lows. And I think that started the momentum for us, whatever we scored in the second half, 37 points. We just got a little bit more assertive, which we weren't in the first half.
Did you point at that point when you pounded inside on the chalkboard? Did you point at that at halftime?
At halftime, yeah, I think we'd erased it by then, but we reminded them that the reason we had only shot 5 free throws is because we were settling, that we needed to attack. So congrats to the guys for really stepping up to that challenge, second half.
Great team win.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Have a great Thanksgiving.